David talked about the importance of verbal behaviours, so now I'm going to share with you some of the verbal behaviours that we found to be effective and ineffective when it comes to negotiation. But the other behaviour I want to share with you looks quite an innocuous behaviour when we put it up on the screen. It's a reasonable offer. You might look at that and think, well, it will be okay to say something like that in a negotiation. This is a behaviour we call an irritator. And the reason why we call it an irritator is because words like fair and reasonable and generous have the propensity to irritate the other side. Because while you might think it's fair or reasonable or generous, the other side may not. And what you find is with this sort of innocuous behaviour is actually people are prepared to use it. But note again that we're starting to see a little bit of a difference between the successful and the unsuccessful respondents here, with the successful less likely to use this type of behaviour. And this concurs with our original research when we looked at the number of irritators per hour of face-to-face speaking time that we heard from skilled and average negotiators. Whereas on the average negotiator we heard about 10 per hour, with the skilled we heard 2.3. So it's a much lower use of this irritator behaviour. The thing with irritators is that it's a behaviour that often people aren't aware that they're using. And this brings me round to the power of behaviour analysis in training. David's already talked about how when we run a training course and when we run role plays, we use our technique of behaviour analysis, the technique that we used when we did this original research, to objectively observe and categorise what people in our role play negotiations and in real life negotiations, if we observe those as well, are saying. And then at the end of the role play or at the end of the negotiation, we can give them a behavioural profile that they can match to that of our skilled negotiator. And what we find when we do this sort of exercise in training, that delegates find this the most valuable part of the training experience. Because what we say is often unconscious. And when we finish a negotiation or finished a conversation, we're often not really aware of the particular things that we said that had a real impact on the other side, either negative or positive. And that's what behaviour analysis can provide within a training situation.